Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Podcast for Friday. Well, the wheels stayed on. They got a bit wobbly.
Look, for sure. And that's going to happen after a public holiday.
It is. I'm already making notes for next year. Why are we coming in here on the Friday?
Well, you know
after
what?
Yeah.
Next year, I didn't say this on the show.
Yeah.
We worked it out. Someone told me yesterday when we're having like a barbecue thing.
Yeah.
Friday, Anzac Day's Friday. The Monday before Anzac Day is actually Easter Monday next year.
What?
So if you organised, because it'll be Easter Friday, Easter Monday, and then Anzac Day is the Friday of that same week. I double checked.
Yeah.
Kids are back to school in Queensland that week, so it's not ideal. But it's a 3-day week.
3-day week.
So maybe we need to put in now to have that week off.
Yeah, I think that's... Just take those 3 days off.
Don't
tell anybody else.
Put Robbo on for the whole week.
Yeah.
Robbo would love it.
Well, maybe
tell him.
Maybe you get at the beginning of the year around on Australian social media. There's always a post somewhere.
Someone
works out all the best days to get the best bang for your buck and more time off and everything like that.
Brilliant time.
I love that. All right, well, that's going to be. I'm getting now because I think that's going to be a popular one between Easter and Anzac Day. That's a very late Easter net next year.
It is because it's to do with the moon or something.
Yeah, the religious calendars. But enjoy the show today. You have got a very special extended, ultra unedited cut of the Whitefield interview.
You're not editing it at all. I'm trying to think of what I said.
Well, we didn't.
Sometimes we edit things out.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any. I don't think you were too potty mouthed on that one. Not too much swearing from Phil. I'm joking, obviously. No swears, no nothing like that.
Oh, dear.
No, we're gonna put it all out there because the guys gave us so much great information.
They did. They were lovely.
And we're so generous with the time. We couldn't fit it all into the radio part of the show. So you get it here on the podcast. Enjoy. Don't forget, we are on Saturdays. We bring you the best bits of Rise and Shine between 11 to 1 on the East Coast, and that's 9 till 11 on the West Coast there. Tune
And
into
if you're
that.
in the middle, just work it out.
Work it out. I can't work it. It's half hours.
It's too hard.
It's too hard for me. I can't do that.
You're on your own.
Yeah. Enjoy the show. We had a lot of fun. Some great callers today. So enjoy the podcast and have a wonderful weekend.
Rise and shine with Fel and DJ on Vision Christian Radio.
Good morning. It's a Friday the 26th of April, coming on the back of a public holiday yesterday. We're back.
How's everyone doing this morning? Did you have a big day yesterday for Anzac Day?
I wonder if there's a lot of sleeping in, because everyone who got up for the dawn service is like, what, today's a bit of a nap.
I think there's going to be a few, whether it's a RDO or it's I'm putting some time in to take today off to get that extra long weekend. I think that's happening around Australia today.
I think so.
But we've got a big show for you. I'm very excited. We not only do we have I think the name of the segment is going to change because we're always changing the name of segments.
Yes, we are. We don't like the
Vision member of the moment.
Member of it had to have the word team in it.
Oh boy,
very tricky.
Anyway, a Vision family member is going to join us a little bit later on. I cannot wait. He's our graphic designer, Shane Lim, is going to be here. So all budding graphic designers, make sure you tune in for that.
Yes.
Plus a band from Sydney. I try to say up across all Christian music.
Well, I think that is fair. You do.
Around the world, but especially in Australia, these guys have totally slipped through the cracks. They sent us some music the other day. Blew me away.
Fantastic. So we've got them coming in on the Zoom line.
Let's go.
We'll be getting to know them a bit more. But right now, we're after your requests. It's Mixtape Friday, which means for the next half hour, you get to be the DJ for DJ.
Yes.
DJ, stand aside.
Okay.
And if you could send in your request, you can give us a call, 1-800-316-316.
I've got our first one ready to go. Anna in Point Cook has demanded.
Oh.
Well, she's actually requested.
I'm throwing
the drama in there. She wants some Danny Goki, Make a Difference. We love this one. So we turn this one up. A great way for you to start your Friday with us here. Going out to Anna on your Mixtape Friday.
That's Danny Goki, our first request for the Mixtape Friday. Make a difference and a great reminder for your day. Mm-hmm. Getting up and getting out there after a public holiday can feel like a bit of a struggle. But one person who's not struggling this morning, she's up and going, is Catherine from Port Arlington. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, a.k.a. Queen Catherine of the Breakfast Show.
I kept that record.
You like
that.
The crown's in the mail. The crown's in the mail. Trust us. Catherine, what can we do for you this morning?
So I want to request a song for my 11-year-old who marched yesterday in Anzac Day on behalf of his great-grandfather, my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
How'd he go? Did he love it?
He did, yeah. So my grandfather was a signalman.
Okay.
And he laid cables like in Cape York and in New Guinea and everything like that. And often got ahead of the army and they were so carried away laying the cables.
Yeah.
But my son was privileged to know him until recently because he passed away at 97.
Oh, wow.
So for him, it was actually a really personal thing for my son to do.
Oh.
So I just wanted to request a song for him that he loves and his favourite song at the moment.
Yeah.
That when he was introduced to at his very first youth group event and fell in love with it. So
Awesome. Now, what's the song that we can play for him?
Praises by Brandon Lake.
Oh, yes, let's go. Let's go. I think this has got Chandler Moore and a few of the Elevation people on it there. Love this one.
It's a moving song.
Yeah, this will get you up and going for a Friday. If Danny didn't work for you, well, this one is definitely going to get you up and going. Hey, Queen Catherine, please tell your young prince that we're very proud of him around here, okay?
Will do.
All right, bless you. Have a great day.
Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. There's Brandon Lake. Thank you, Queen Catherine.
Yes.
Very great song going out there to Cameron, her son.
Yeah, too
Loving
good.
it.
I can imagine being your first ever big massive youth group event.
Oh, yes.
Live band does that. Mate, you're going to be...
down in the mosh pit.
Exactly.
I know my kids are going to youth tonight and they love that bit where everyone goes down the front.
I love it.
And praising God together. Very exciting.
Yeah, very, very good. Listen, if you want a song on this Friday, on this mixtape, we need you to give us a call, 1-800-316-316. You can even drop us a text message, 0447 488 316.
We need to teach you to sing that, I think.
Well, we got Lachlan in here to do. We go do that. But give us a call. 1-800. We want to hear from you. 316. You know the number to give us a call.
Oh, we've got Dean from Inverell on the line, DJ. Dean, how you doing?
110% today.
110%. That's what we like to hear. Well done. What can we do to help with that?
Wouldn't mind hearing. I just thought of the name of it. Now I've lost it.
It'll come to you.
The Newsboys song, Real Good Thing.
Real Good Thing?
Yeah, it's a real good thing. When you don't get what you deserve.
Wait, who's that by?
Newsboys.
Oh, of course. I'm like, I thought, was it all, in my mind, I went to Audio Adrenaline right away, but it's obviously the Newsboys. Yes, great song from them. We can slip it into the mixtape for sure.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No worries, Dean. Bless you, mate.
All right, see you guys.
When we don't get what we deserve, that's a real good thing. A real good thing.
That's New Songs, Real Good Thing, going out to Dean in Inverell.
It's actually labelled wrong in there. It's Newsboys. It's News.
Well, I was thinking, that doesn't sound
That
right.
doesn't sound like New Song in there. It's
I'll read what I'm told.
Yeah,
I'm very obedient. If there's one thing about me, it's obedience.
Just read.
I just do what I'm told.
Now that you've said that, I'm going to start testing. I'm going to rename some songs over here and see what we can't get you to read out.
That'd be quite funny.
It would be.
Yeah,
it would be.
we'll
Hey,
see.
it is your Mixtape Friday. We can slip maybe one, maybe two if we're quick.
Come on.
But we've had a text message
Yes.
and an email from the incredible Ruth in Tasmania.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ruth is a school teacher, and I tell you what, she has the best taste in music. Ruth, if you
Her
ever
classroom must be bopping away.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you think if she wants to change careers and come and be a DJ?
Maybe
There
we
you
could
go.
we could set up a studio down there for Ruth in Tasmania. She could be spinning all the new tracks. She's got a great song that she wants to have a listen
Yeah,
to.
she's asked for Love by Planet Boom, so I'm interested to see how you title that. But have we got it ready to go?
I've got ready to go here.
Going out to you, Ruth.
This is a very upbeat number that's going to keep you bouncing along. The bass line in this is absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Turn it up.
Ooh, what's that? That's Brett Nicole reminding us to keep looking up as you get into your Friday. Thank you, Britt. And I think, DJ, we might have time for one more mixtape.
Oh, you know what? Oh, man, the news. Oh,
You could do it.
Yeah,
Come
let's squeeze one
on.
more. Squeeze. Naomi won't mind. Naomi won't mind. Squeeze one more in. I can see a phone call coming in here.
Yeah, that's right. Who have we got here?
Rohan, how's it going?
Yeah, great. Was that Ryan or Ron?
Rohan.
Oh,
Rohan.
yes.
Neither. Rohan.
Wrong on all accounts. How are you, Rohan?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Just waking up to go to work, and I thought I would just give in a call and send in a request.
Love it. Rohan, what can we play for you?
So I heard this song not too long ago. It's called Something Different by Joseph O'Brien, and it's a great Christian song, and I thought that would be really good to start off.
Oh, my friend, the fact that you're requesting Joseph O'Brien, who is an absolute legend, we love it. I'm going to get it in here. So which Joseph O'Brien song did you want?
Something different.
Something Different.
All right, let's put it on here for everybody. Rohan, have an awesome day and enjoy the song.
Great, thank you so much. You guys too.
I've been trying, but I don't always do the things I know to do. And I'd be lying if I said most days I look just like you too. Yeah, but I hope there's something that they see in the life of love I lead. I got something that they need, and
Getting you up and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
Look, this is a segment without a name. It's had a few iterations. We've called it Team Member of the Month, and then it wasn't monthly, and then it was
Employee of the Week, and it wasn't weekly. Yeah.
So this is our Vision friend for the
Vision friend for a break or two coming in, getting to know the people behind Vision. I like it. Well, I'm excited because we have Shane Lim in the building with us, one of our resident graphic designers.
Hello?
You're so good to come down, Shane, because it's a bit different, isn't it? Have been coming down. We're like, come on down. Not a big deal. And you're like, does it feel like a big deal for you?
Yeah, it's like, because I work with Fel and DJ like upstairs in the office and down next to
in
me.
the normal space.
In a normal space. I've never seen them in their element. So coming down here is like foreign territory. It's really good to see you guys. I was just saying, this is your hood.
Yes, this is our space. This is
the hood.
The engine room down here. Now, to get to know you a little bit, whereabouts are you from originally?
So I grew up in Malaysia. I moved to Australia about 9 years ago. So I did high school there. I moved here for uni, and then my family sort of moved over, and they sort of trickled in the next few years after of me moving in.
Yes.
And
what brought you to Australia from Malaysia? Job opportunities, university work?
University mainly.
Yes.
My dad was like, do you want to go to Australia to study? There's a lot of opportunities there. And I sort of, why not? You know?
Okay.
Oh, that's very brave.
Yeah.
Because I think if my kids were like, I just want to go, I'll go overseas to study.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
How was that for you, that big trip and landing by yourself in a foreign place?
It's funny because it's quite normal in my circle of friends, at least in growing up in Malaysia, that people would go overseas and study. So I've got friends at the moment in like America, in the UK. So it's sort of like talked about a lot when you're in high school, like where you're going to go after high school.
Right.
So the big jump was very exciting. So it wasn't like a reluctant feeling. It was really exciting. I sort of knew that I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and sort of explore somewhere new. I came to Australia for the first time when I was 17, and I loved it. Like we traveled the whole East Coast, drove up from like Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and then I was like,
this is it. I can do this.
Like, I can do this, and it's so close to home. Like you sit an 8-hour flight and you're like back home.
Yeah.
So growing up in Malaysia, Christian home, Christian family.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you become a Christian as a young man?
Well, it's I always find it hard to say because I sort of grew up a Christian.
Yes.
But I would say that the moment where I committed my life to Christ was like 9 years old. I remember mum was just praying with me just before bedtime. And I was like, I just remember that really clearly. That was, the moment.
I've got to make this my own.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And you've come on board. How long have you been here for now?
Just about 7 months. And
really? It's been that long?
Pretty. I mean, not that long, but quite fresh, but not like super fresh.
Well, we didn't see you for a couple of months because you've broken your foot.
And that's when I first met you. You had a moon boot on.
So I started for a month, and then I was like, see ya. And I just had a pretty major fracture.
Now, did you do something exciting to fracture your foot? Was it like a great story?
It was. Well, it wasn't like I had a shark attack or something like that. It was.
Protecting your grandma, you're doing kung fu. Protecting a local grandma
Driving
down
across
the street.
the road in front of
Saving
a bus.
lives
I wish
everywhere.
I could say it. I might tell that to my grandkids one day. Because I've got a huge scar like on my ankle.
A scar.
So that's a story to tell.
There you go.
But I fractured my ankle like doing an indoor bouldering.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like an indoor
No
gym.
sympathy. The
amazing,
sympathy's all
though.
gone right away.
No, well, we would be no good at that. That's very impressive sport to be playing.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
it is.
It's really fun, but I think I'm going to stay away from that for a while.
Okay. Well, we've got you
Keep
doing
you on ground.
We've got you doing graphic design here at Vision, which we're really excited about. Let's have a listen to some music. Come back, and I swear I did not put this song in. We've got Shane Lim in the building here. The song that we're about to play, Shane and Shane. You've already won. So I guess we're going to have to say this is Shane and Shane and Shane. I don't
Shane.
know. Yeah, for Shane. Going out to Shane here on Rise and Shine.
That's Shane and Shane. For our guest, Shane, you've already won, and we're winning because we have you here on the Vision team. You're on Rise and Shine. And Shane, it's so great to have you here with us.
Lovely to be here.
One of the things that I love is seeing when God uses an inbuilt passion for his kingdom. And that combination of you don't have to be preaching to be in ministry, but actually you can use your God-given gifts for the kingdom of God. And that's what I can see in you. Graphic design seems to be such a passion for you. Has that always been there, or how did it come about?
So I started graphic design like when I was in high school, sort of played around with, Photoshop and Illustrator. And that's how I really got into it, watching YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. And then I got into high school. We called it editorial club. So I designed like school magazines, coordinate like photo shoots, and put everything together, designing class pages. And then I went on to go to other clubs and with church and stuff, just designing little volunteer campaign stuff. It just like all started with like volunteer stuff, and it grew into a passion. And then when I always knew I wanted to be creative, so that was the spark of like, I can actually do something with this.
Yeah.
So when I went to, back in Malaysia, it's called college, which is basically like a pre-university thing after high school.
Right.
I decided that I wanted to do something creative that would allow me to have more doors open. So I decided to do interior design at first.
Okay.
And then I realized that, I actually really like crafting like user experiences and how users experience space.
Wow.
And it all came back to the fundamentals of, in graphic design, you're designing for the user at the end of it. So I did that, and I realized I wanted to do more. So I did architecture. So that's when I came to Australia.
Wow.
And, did my whole bachelor. I'm almost done with my master's, so sort of doing this part-time while working here.
Wow.
And then like I knew that I might come back to graphic design one day, I might not. But, for this season of life, sort of stepping away from architecture for a while and just sort of
love it,
doing digital design.
So when and if we move into a whole new Vision premises, we're going to get you to design an incredible looking building.
I love that. Yeah.
Would you go with like a Google type space? Are we having like pool tables and?
Well, you talk to the bosses about that.
Exactly. Unlimited budget. Off we go. No, okay. So I know we've got to run. We're coming up to the news in a moment. And Shane, we thank you so much for your time, getting to know you a little bit behind the scenes. And for people who are thinking, man, it'd be nice to be able to, get to know Shane a little bit more. Well, every time you pick up one of our flyers, our brochures, our magazines and everything, that's all Shane's hard work. A lot of that is in is in all of that. Young people listening right now, or people thinking, man, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do graphic design. What one bit of advice would you give them to say, where to start and how to get involved?
Yeah. I would say, firstly, you have to be really creative, but I think that can be a learned skill. But you really have to have the passion for crafting, to get a blank piece of canvas or paper or screen and be like, I'm going to make something here. And then the love for actually looking back on your designs or your creation and be like, that is something so good that I designed. I think that passion drives you to, throughout different, not just graphic design, but whatever creative professions you might be in. I think that passion just drives you forward. And obviously the practical skills is go on YouTube, learn some tutorials, get some Adobe skills in.
I whenever I meet someone who's interested in the creative field, especially graphic design and things like that, or photography, or even doing radio work, the one piece of advice I'm backing onto yours, if I can hitch it onto yours, is be passionate, learn all these skills, but you can't be scared of criticism. Because once you get into the profession, and I've seen it with you, you're presenting designs and the bosses come in and go, don't like that, what's that, get rid of that. And I can see you sitting there going, I'm just going to have all my work chucked out and start over.
Yeah.
You've got to be willing to have that sort of, that skill set as well.
It's the balance of not getting too married to your ideas. It's like, and eventually you're designing for your client.
Yes.
So having that detachment is also a really good skill to build.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, that's very good advice.
Shane, if people want to connect with you, what's the easiest way they can do that?
I would say go to my LinkedIn, Shane Lim Shane LWS.
Okay.
And I post things I do on Vision there all the time, so you can see a lot of back.
You're the one person using LinkedIn over there.
Oh,
okay.
that is not true.
Not one person. I know.
There are a lot
I'm
of people on LinkedIn.
Shane, absolute pleasure having you in. We might even drop a photo or a link in our Facebook page on for Rise and Shine. But thank you so much, and we're looking forward to. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Looking forward to when we get a very own Rise and Shine logo.
Yes, that's in the works.
It's in
on the list. He's written it down.
It's on the list there somewhere. Thank you, Shane. Right now, it's time for the Vision national news headlines here.
Hello, faithful podcast listeners. We now present a very special full-length, unedited, uncut, in full, extra-length chat with the incredible Sydney Christian band Whitefield. This is just for you, our faithful podcast listener. And please do not forget to go out support Whitefield. Just go to www.whitefieldmusic.com. Now, enjoy the interview.
No, I reckon we'll get into it. That's a good question.
We might start off with that.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Fel, I am excited. I know I'm excited most of the time, but today I'm doubly excited because we're talking to an Australian Christian band. Now, if you know about the Australian Christian, music scene at the moment, this band is as rare as hen's teeth. Because they've been going for a while.
Yes,
they're putting out great music. They've just released a brand new single, and I know nothing about them. So
well, then this is very, very special. I love it if we can stump DJ. So this is exciting.
Yeah, let me introduce. We've got Whitefield on the line. We've got bass player Evan. We've got Zach, the guitarist, and vocalist and singer-songwriter Scott on the line. Good morning, fellas.
Hey guys.
Now you're coming.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You're coming from 3 different Zoom connections there. Whereabouts are you in Australia? You're in 3 different locations, or how does that work?
Yeah,
you go, Zach. Yeah.
We're sort of spread along the M4 of Sydney. I'm probably the furthest out in the Blue Mountains, and then Ev, our bass player, and Craig, they live more in the cooler part of Sydney in the inner west. So they're really up with their coffee orders.
And then where are you, Scott?
I'm out in the hot part of Sydney. We're in Western Sydney.
Beautiful. I love it.
Nice.
Covering all bases of Sydney there. Welcome to Rise and Shine. Welcome to Vision. Now we're introducing you to the Vision family around Australia. How would you sum up what Whitefield is all about? Give us the elevator pitch of the band. What's the takeaway that people need to remember?
Yeah, we love making music because we just feel it really speaks into people's lives. But we really, our aim is to really just speak to Christians and encourage them. But we also want to just really speak into the lives that don't know God yet and really get them to think about something bigger than themselves. And we hope that the music that we write, the lyrics that we write, can really just cause people to look outside of themselves and realize that there is something more to this life than just us, just ourselves.
I love it. So stylistically?
Yeah, stylistically, I would say we sort of try to write really big pop songs. So we're fans of going big. We write sort of big in terms of ambience and sort of texture, and big sort of rock moments as well. But I suppose Scotty holds us together with sort of big pop melody moments. So we really try and make it relevant for people, something that you can put on loud in the car and sing at the top of your lungs. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Stadium songs.
Cannot wait. We've got some Whitefield music to play in just a moment, so people can actually get a bit of a sample and go follow along. You guys have been together under different names over the years. You've played all the the Christian festivals. I think you were saying was it Cameo was one of the no, what was it?
Yeah, it was the Cameo. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So not Cameo, the band that we all know and love. That wasn't us.
It was
important to make that
exactly.
Yeah.
I won't
Just
put this
in case you were wondering.
I won't put this in the actual. This will be in the podcast outtake there. But you weren't all rocking red cod pieces in alleyways as Cameo back in the 80s. Okay.
Oh dear! Oh my goodness!
That's for anybody who actually remembers Cameo.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no. Getting back to the actual proper interview. You performed in all the different Christian festivals as the Cameo, and you've had a bit of a lineup change and a name change. Walk us through, this new formation of the band. Where's this new energy come from?
Yeah. So I think So two of the previous members finished up, and then we became Whitefield. I was really inspired by it, and this is where it becomes confusing because there's a guy, George Whitefield, who was an evangelist who traveled the States, and he just really offered people hope. And I came across his journal in an underground book garage somewhere, and it was just so inspiring and so encouraging. I was really inspired by the way that he just spoke to people, and he just every day he was out there facing really tough challenges, but just kept pushing on. And I just was inspired by his story. And I loved his name as well. And then I just liked, there was something about Whitefield that sounded cool. So we went with that name, and we brought in, so we've had Evan join us, and Craig and Phil, who aren't with us today online. But it's the five of us, and we just really love making music together. Over the last several years, we've tried different sounds. We've brought different synth elements in, and just messed around with a lot of different production ideas. But we just love trying out different stuff, but all still around the same kind of melodies and pop ideas. And I probably bring a lot of the cleaner pop ideas, and these guys bring in the rawness and the energy, and maybe I'm too pop for these guys.
That's good.
You
That's
need
good.
it all.
Pulling back the dirty rock and roll from going too messy over there, and they're helping you not be like the next Coldplay over there, sort of bringing it all together right there. I love it. Hey, well, listen, they say that talking about music is like dancing about architecture. So let's actually have a listen to some music so people know what we're talking about. I love one of your singles. I think it might have been the second or other single that you released a little while ago, called Hurricane. I know you've got a brand new single you're dying to play for us, but I think just to get us warmed up, let's have a listen to this single, Hurricane. This is Whitefield. You're listening to them on Rise and Shine across Australia on Vision. Beautiful.
Did you just say dancing with architecture?
It's a famous quote.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right
Google
to me.
dancing about architecture, and it'll come up straight away. Right.
Really?
Right. Yeah, well,
That does not sound like it should be
the actual quote is writing about music is like dancing about architecture. But anyway.
There you go.
There you go.
Who knew?
Who knew? People who read too much.
Could be said.
I want to talk about the single next, obviously, and give people a bit about that.
That was Hurricane by Whitefield, who we have on the line in the studio. Guys, fantastic. So exciting to be able to hear your music. And one of the things that is exciting to me is to know the backstory. To give you a bit of my backstory, I've got a 14-year-old who launched his own band in our lounge room last weekend. So I'm very excited about where bands start. How did you guys end up together?
That's so cool. We grew up doing much the same in lounge rooms and garages all over Sydney, but we came together, the original members came together at a church in Western Sydney. We all were playing on worship team together there, and were mates outside of that. Awesome. So the original lineup started in that sense. And then I suppose as we've gone on and we played in different bands, we picked up more connections. And so our dear friend Evan joined us only a couple of years ago through some of those connections, through our drummer Craig. And I suppose it's like a band's a little bit like a marriage, right? Like you've got to, you go through highs and lows together. And to be honest, we were a little nervous bringing in a new member. I don't even know if Evan knows this, but there were many kind of like backdoor conversations about what do we do with Evan? Like, is he going to fit our vibe? We've got all these inside jokes. How's that going to work? And I'm really pleased to say Evan just fit, like it just sort of felt so natural. Awesome. He's just as goofy as the rest of us. And it's been an excellent addition to have him with us.
That's not my side of the story.
This is Evan.
This is good. Evan, the bass player.
My side of the story is I did a recording session that I'd been booked for just with a phone call, and the drummer was Craig. And then after the first session, he ran into my room and said, "Do you want to come join my band?" And that was about it.
Yeah. So that was the result of all the texting going on in the background.
Yeah.
He got the go ahead.
So Ev, joining an existing band that's been out there, playing Christian songs for a while. What has it been like being the new member in a band like this? Have you been able to, bring anything, or do you feel like you've got to, sort of do what's already been done before?
That's a great question. Obviously, the first thing I did was listen to their entire back catalogue.
Very smart.
And then kind of listen to kind of the style, and then try and see, I can fit into this band musically. I did ask Craig when he asked if I could join. I was like, "Can I sing? Can I do BVs?" And he's like, "Yes, of course you can." And then I also said, "Do you guys mind if I put distortion on my bass?" And he's like, "Oh, I would love that." And so I was like, "Oh, well, that's a big tick," because I like a big bass rumbly sound. And then I said, "Can I play keyboard bass as well sometimes?" And he said, "Of course." And so I was like, "Well, that's all the ticks." And and everyone's very similar age, and we all grew up watching the same television shows, and we all have very similar humor. So
love it.
It was a really really felt like God had his hand on that, and the fact that a lot of things could have gone wrong, but a lot of things went right.
Fantastic. I think by the sound of it, Ev, you could have asked for anything at that point and they would have said yes.
You should have kept that list going and going and going.
I love it. So if I know you haven't got anything booked as far as touring or gigging at the moment, so how would Australian listeners and people listening all over, if they love what you're doing and they love the ministry of Whitefield, what's the easiest and best way to support what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so I would say we're really trying to push our music through streaming platforms at the moment. So Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you listen. So give us a follow and listen on there, as well as radio play as well. We're really keen for our music to get out there, and we're looking to release an EP mid-2024. And so keep an eye on our socials. You can find us at Whitefield Music. And there'll be an announcement about launch shows there, and we're looking to, play across Sydney and maybe even further afield.
I love it. Well, hopefully we can get you around Australia. Listen, we're running out of time. We need to play the brand new single that you've just launched. You've just dropped it. It's called Revolution. Scott, would you tell us a little bit about where this song came from and why it's so important to the band?
Yeah, good question. So I think I started working on this song towards the end of lockdown, just sitting at my laptop with my guitar, keyboard, and just it's a song that really sings about going from a life without hope to having a completely transformed life because of God reaching in and changing and offering hope and essentially bringing a revolution. Not to say that life suddenly becomes better or perfect once that happens, but there's something that changes and there's this hope that comes and a real sense of peace that is offered that can't be found anywhere else. So it's just a complete transformation. This life without hope, living without darkness, almost being unable to breathe, and going to this changed life with hope.
Love it. I love it.
God.
Well, without further ado, Ev, Zach, Scott, it's so good having you on the line. Please take this to heart. Rise and Shine Vision, we're in your corner. We're barracking for you here to make it. I cannot wait to bring this song to Australia. It's the brand new single called Revolution. I'm going to say you have permission from me and the band to turn it up very loud wherever you are right now and blast it out. Whitefield, so good to have you guys on the line.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Now, stay there for a second because I want to record a bit more. We got a bit more time before we got to run off. I want to, and I'll put this on the podcast that we put out as well.
Great.
Okay, stylistically, where are you guys pulling from? Because it sounds like you're pulling from. I can hear some stuff in the music that I'm recognizing, but it sounded. I'm going to use a word that some people will go, I don't like this, but it sounds very mature in its songwriting, and by mature, I don't mean old fogey. I mean, like, you guys are confident. There's a confidence. There's a maturity in the lyrics. You're not trying to impress anybody by, using particular phrases. There's something about the music that I'm really, really enjoying.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think all of us have very different music tastes, but I feel like there's this core, there's a number of sounds that each of us keep coming back to. I mean, I draw a lot from, I'm a huge Coldplay fan, but a very big fan of just pop music in general. So a big fan of sounds like One Republic.
Yes.
Actually, this song in particular, Revolution, was kind of birthed out of a class that I did online with Ryan Tedder from One Republic.
Cool.
So just. Yeah, I mean, very, very pop influenced. But Zach and Evan would tell you they have very different tastes as well. So,
where's Zach and Evan? Where's your taste come from?
Ev, do you want to go first?
Oh, it's very eclectic. I love jazz, but I think we really love kind of like those, like the Cardinals and the National, that kind of Americana.
Yes.
Old, like that kind of organic rock. I think that's where I and Craig and Zach and Phil, we all kind of click together. We all really appreciate and love those albums and that sound, and we've all spent a lot of money on gear to try and replicate those kind of sounds.
I reckon I can hear, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing this band, this very mature band that's a little bit more sophisticated, and this is not a negative at all, sort of being, it's almost like, that's a great way to say, the National is being forced to back, Chris from Coldplay here. What would it sound like?
That's hilarious.
Zach, what about yourself?
Yeah. Look, Evan's kind of already capped it for me, but I would probably add, we also grew up listening to Australian bands like Motor Ace. They were big for us growing up. And in fact, when they did a reunion tour recently, we went and saw them, and A Skeptic as well. Yeah. Great Christian band growing up, and, going along to Black Stump ourselves as punters and seeing those guys was a real inspiration.
Sort of that power punk sort of era.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose, we all are huge fans of music, and we play in all sorts of different bands and outfits, and it's somewhat eclectic. And I think, like you said before, DJ, like Scott holds us together, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We'd be lost without him. But I think we don't neatly fit into a category, and we're kind of okay with that. I think we're in an age of music with streaming services where people are listening to all sorts of genres daily, and it's actually a great time to sit outside one genre, I think, and provide something a little unique in that space.
Now, you guys have got a double whammy, as far as, an uphill battle to fight. I mean, you're an Australian, group playing originals, wanting to make. Now, if you're secular or Christian, that's so hard to do in today's market. Now, you've got the double whammy of going, okay, we're also a Christian band in that. That is like, all right, well, now you're making it just impossible, because no matter if it's Christian or secular radio, bands like you guys just do not get any love anymore. Maybe if you're 15 years old and you can get onto, Triple J Unearthed or something like that, you might get a bit of, coverage there. But you guys are dudes. You guys are grown men who've been around the block a couple of times. You're not going to be blowing up on TikTok or anything like that. How do you guys keep yourselves motivated? And I really, really mean this. How can our listeners and people support a band like yours? And I don't mean financially. Obviously, you guys have got lives and careers outside of the band. But how can people motivate you guys to keep going, keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, thanks so much, DJ. We really appreciate your support. And I suppose the thing that keeps us going, there's two things I would say. Number one is we're at the heart of what we're doing. We're great mates. We're brothers in Christ, and we really see what we do as a ministry opportunity, as an opportunity to speak into people's lives. Our prayer is that we would be an instrument for God, that whatever is true and lovely, whatever is worthy of praise, we would sing, and not only on stage, but off stage as well. So that brings me to my second point. We really love meeting our fans, the people that are interested in our music. We've just come off a conference weekend with KCC in Katoomba playing Kick Conference. It was amazing. We do that most years, and we blend worship music with our own music in that conference. And one of the things that's such a highlight for us is just jumping off the stage and meeting various youth groups and leaders as well, the punters that come along. And then after that, in the days that have passed, we've had so many social media messages from people, just such encouraging messages of what God's doing in their lives. So that for us keeps us motivated. So we'd love, I think for any musician, regardless of where they're coming from, hearing how the music is impacting your life is so encouraging and inspiring. Whether it's to one person or 1,000, that's motivating for us. If we can speak into one person's life, that's amazing.
So drop some comments and some messages on your Insta. Let people know that they're listening to you and praying for you, that type of thing.
100%, yeah.
One final thing, and then we've got to bounce. This one is for young Josh.
Yes, the startup band.
Yeah, he's startup band. He's got the hair. He's got the emo hair.
He's ready to go.
He's got the guitar. So it might be a question for you. It might be a question for you, Zach. He's got the guitar out. They're starting in the lounge room. If you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old self and say, dude, you got to. This is the one piece of advice about starting a band. What would you go back and tell young Zach?
Yeah, I would say have fun. And I know that sounds cliche, right, but I sort of think music is such an amazing outlet for creativity, for friendship, for fun. And whether you make it or not, it's just a great opportunity to express yourself and express the gifts that God's given you. I've always had the privilege of being in bands with some of my closest mates, and I think that's one of my favorite pastimes. So just have a whole lot of fun. Don't take yourself too seriously, and explore the possibilities. Yeah.
I've got a little bit of practical advice. I'd like to jump in. You know how guitarists on stage, they fling their guitar over their shoulder and does a full 360 around their body? Practice that outside, not in the living room.
Are you speaking from personal
Have you
experience?
been hit before, Evan,
Yeah,
or are you
Mum
the...
doesn't like it when there's a guitar in the TV.
I love it. I love
Very
it, guys.
clever.
Sincerely, thank you so much for your time. And, and I really do mean we're in your corner. When you've got another single release, when you've got a video clip, when you've got something to say, please reach out to us. We really, I love what I'm hearing of what you guys are doing. So big believers here.
Thanks so much. That means the world to us.
You need to. I'm going to shoot you a few emails. There's some people you definitely need to connect with, especially with the world of Christian indie music. And some of the, I don't know if you're following any Christian indie guys who are doing very similar stuff to you guys in the States.
Yep, no, we are, but I think the more connections, the better, and the more introductions, it just helps us. So thank you so much, DJ. That means so much.
Good.
Yeah.
And next time in Sydney, we'll catch up.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Would love to. Yeah, thank you so much. Really, really thankful. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. All right, bless you guys. We'll love you and leave
Lovely
you.
to meet you.
Yeah,
You
nice
too.
to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Right. Bye for
See
now.
you guys.
How sweet are they?
They're very sweet.
I like them a lot.
It's the best way to start your day. Rise and shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
Anzac Day yesterday, very special Anzac Day for a lot of Australians all around Australia.
And
even
New
around,
Zealanders.
And New Zealanders around the world. I was going to get there.
Kiwi Cuzzy Bros.
The Kiwis were in as part of it as well. And we love hearing about your stories around Anzac, your traditions and things you got up to. Now, someone we got to speak to earlier in the week telling us about what was happening on Anzac Day was the lovely Carol from Gordon Vale. Good morning, Carol from Gordon Vale. Now you told us about there was a choir, there's family members involved. How did it all go?
Oh, it was just unbelievable. It was very to stand up. Well, we made history yesterday in our town.
How so?
To stand up like an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island group, to stand up and sing our given the honour to sing our Australian national anthem in the middle of like at an Anzac Day ceremony, and everyone was there. The town was there, the schools were there, school kids, everyone, all the MPs. It was just unbelievable. All the military, the Navy, everyone, the march, and we were seated in the middle with them.
Yes.
And with the band, they also have their band. We were seated with them. We're seated around the memorial where they sing. And I grew up in this town as an Aboriginal, and here, my family, to think that one day we would stand up and sing the national anthem. This is God bringing reconciliation in our nation. Bringing peace. Bringing peace. And we also there was a Presbyterian minister a young Presbyterian minister.
Oh, no, Carol.
Oh, no.
You're dropping out in the drive. She gone?
Oh.
Over the whole ceremony.
Oh, okay. So
the whole town.
you're dropping out. You're dropping out a little bit, Carol. We're just on the edge of our seats with your story, Carol. It sounds like not only was it something special for the town, but I think God in the way of reconciliation is doing something in your hearts and in your family hearts as well.
As well, yeah.
That's so beautiful.
And, it was just and now. When we listened to the videos, my husband was there and he videoed it, and listening to it, it just makes you want to cry.
Oh.
We're blown away.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
We're just so and the RSL, everyone was invited back to the RSL to have brunch. I never actually went back to the brunch because I went home. I needed to rest.
I'm sure.
But it was just so incredible. And
Carol, can you Can you do it? Can you do us all a big favour? I don't know if have a chat to the husband about it. Are you able to send us that video at all in some way? I'm happy to have a chat to him and try to work it out. But if you could send that video to us,
so precious.
We would love to see it, and maybe even pop it up on our Facebook page there for others to see as well.
Yeah, I will.
All right, done. Carol, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Well, bless you heaps, Carol. We're going to be keeping you in our prayers and just thanking God, praising God for the way that He is a God of reconciliation.
Yes, thank you.
You're more than welcome. I'm more than welcome. All right, Carol, thank you so much, and drive safe wherever you're going there. All right, we're going to try to get that video up on our Facebook page as well. If you've got something to share with us around Anzac Day, let us know. We would love to hear from you.
And DJ, I can see over on our Facebook group, now for
Yes.
those listening along, we have so many ways of connecting.
Oh.
Got a Facebook page, Rise and Shine.
Yes.
If you answer some questions and get through DJ's security screen, you end up in the Facebook group, which is a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And in the Facebook group, I can see you've popped up some photos that look very special.
Well, a couple of photos yesterday. Lovely, lovely caller. I'll cast your minds back for a
Okay.
long-time listeners. In October of last year, of 2023, Leah and I were talking about what would be the perfect candle smell, right?
Right.
Remember the candles discussions
Okay,
around, and
yes.
Leah and I were talking about candle smells, and a lot of people rang with some, normal everyday things.
Sure.
And then the
Vanilla.
last caller through live on the radio was the wonderful Mickey.
Okay.
And Mickey rang up
Do you love Mickey?
and she said, Mickey set up and she said with that great American accent, she said, I just believe the best candle smell would be horses' sweat. And right there, I knew I've made a special friend here. I've made a very special friend here. And she went on to tell us about how riding a horse as a child, growing up in Colorado, riding like this amazing lifestyle of riding horses, and the horses would sweat, and she just remembers that smell. And then she went on to make a connection of when Christ returns riding a white horse and the saints with him, because her mother has gone on before her.
Aww.
She goes, I know my mother will be coming back, and I'm looking forward to seeing her, and I know I'll smell that smell again. And
that is incredible.
all within this one little phone call. And I was like, who are you, Mickey? This is amazing. This is fantastic.
Beautiful.
And she's called over the months and become a great friend to the show. Well, we able to touch base, and I actually got to have breakfast. Myself and Benita, my wife Benita, we got to have breakfast with Mickey and her husband and the dog. Wow. And we took a couple of photos. We popped that photo up in the group there. Absolutely lovely. I just love it when people connect, and love it when people connect, even outside of me. I'm not talking about just connecting with me. I love it when listeners connect with each other. And that's what the Facebook group is all about, in the Facebook page. So if you want to get more information about it, head over to facebook.com. Just do a search for Rise and Shine Vision. Give us a like, give us a follow, all that good stuff. And right there you'll find, if you can't find it anywhere, we've got some posts up there telling you about our group, our private group. And that's where you can get to know each other a little bit more and have a bit of discussion and even share some Anzac recipes.
Well, that has been a big one. We've had both on both pages some Anzac Day recipes coming and going. Lots of people trying out biscuits and showing what they did. I even put a picture of mine up last week. Earlier in the week. Gee, the week has gone forever.
It is gone. It's been a long old one. Well, listen, coming up next, we need you to play with us for Saints of the Century. Natasha, our very young carryover champion, is coming back, and we need someone to take her on. Now, where are you calling from? Are you still down south?
Yeah, I'm at West Wyalong, freezing at the moment.
Oh, no, not back home yet, so working hard down there.
Yeah, so West Wyalong, just waiting for further instructions. Probably going to go to Manildra and then back down to Mafia, down the bottom there, Gippsland.
How can we help you this morning, mate?
I've got a story for you for Anzac.
Yeah.
It's a Holy Spirit-inspired one.
Wow.
And it blew a lot of people away, if you like to have a listen.
Yeah.
Right, a couple of years ago, I was going through Roma, and that's my hometown for my grandmother and that, and her family. And I decided to pull up and go to the Anzac March there, because being family background. And so I rang the wife and said, "What's our uncle's, my uncle's numbers and names and that fell in the war?" And I wrote them on a piece of cardboard. And she said, "Well, you still got hours in your book. Why don't you keep going?" I said, "No, I want to go to the march." So, long story short, went up the street and came down, and there was an old Forby, those Jeeps.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And anyway, I walked across, and there was 4 gentlemen in there, and I said to this gentleman sitting in the back, I said, "You wouldn't happen to know these people, would you?" And being from the area, and he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, who are these in relation to you?" And I said, "Oh, they're my uncles. They fell in the war." And he said, "Oh, who told you to come and see me?" And I said, "Oh, just thought being, like elderly, you'd know who these people were." And he goes, "I've been trying to track down this Gilbert Cadell for ages and ages." He said, "It's one of the ones we're trying to get a memorial set up for because he's got no gravestone."
Wow.
And he said, "There's only 2 people on the list that I can't find relatives for, and Gilbert's one, and there's this other bloke." Anyway, long story short, we got it all set up, and the same day he actually was telling the story to this other lady, and she said, "Oh, I know that other gentleman."
Wow.
So on the same day of Anzac, he fixed the 2 people he couldn't find.
Wow. That's so good.
The was all behind that, and he said, he still carries the piece of cardboard in his briefcase and tells people the story. I can't believe this gentleman walked across in all the people in the parade.
That's right.
Walked straight across to me.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a great reminder. God has you in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, meant to be. Meant to be, mate. Love it, Pinky. That's a great story.
No worries. Well, bless you. I went to the Anzac Day here in West Wallen yesterday, and it was a good little ceremony. So.
Beautiful. Oh, good on you. Well, stay safe down there, mate, and hopefully all is going well.
Yeah, 6 weeks away from home. 7 weeks this coming week.
Too long. You got to come back.
That's the one.
All right, mate.
Bless you.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye.
Yep, that's okay. But look, I really don't think that you could make a candle that smells like that.
No, look, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I never put it to Jenny for the horse sweat candle. So we left it there with Mickey. She can pursue that one herself, but no. That
could be her own private product.
Her own private one. Horse sweat candle. That was...
Yeah, I think that would be a bit of a research sort of thing to try and find that.
And it's pretty specific to one person. I don't know, the market's massive.
Yeah. There's very few. A few cowboys might like it. That's about it.
A couple of horse trainers.
And being a horse riding girl myself, I just think, look, I probably wouldn't like that candle.
No, you want to light a candle to get rid of the horse sweat, actually.
So you're not a fan of the horse sweat smell?
I've ridden horses all my life, and, sometimes you'd come home and you'd stink that much that the first thing you want to do is have a shower.
I bet.
I do appreciate, the memory.
Totally. That's too funny.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. Now, Belinda, can we convince you?
Would you play? We'll give you a prize.
We'll send you a lovely prize if you would play against young Natasha for Saints of the Century.
Win.
You don't have to win. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to do anything.
All right, let's go then.
Hey, you're the best.
Woo-hoo.
You're the best. Okay, stay there. We're going to...
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine with Fel DJ on Vision.
Fel, I'm thrilled to have on the line for the Friday curtain call to take us home today.
It's an important one.
It's a very important one, and she's just come in from the morning walk. We know the routine now. It's the lovely Nicolette with baby Abby. How are you?
Hello, good guys. How you going?
Was it a good morning walk this morning?
Oh, lovely. Beautiful weather.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So what are we thinking to take everybody out with there on their Friday?
Well, I only heard this song for the first time this week, but it's been on repeat. I'm in the Toowoomba Gospel Choir, so we're learning this one in the choir. And it's called Giants by... I've forgotten already. Donald Lawrence?
Yeah, that's
the Tri-City Singers. I've never heard of him or them, but this song is amazing and I'm loving it.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
Awesome. Yeah, this Donald Lawrence, a massive name in black gospel in America.
Oh, really?
And really does. He like there's a certain black gospel sound from the 80s and the early 90s where the band is just going crazy the whole way through.
It's awesome.
And he is he sums this up really well. This is a great pick. Giants Live from Donald Lawrence. I think this is a great song to finish up our Friday and our whole week with. Nicolette, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
No worries. You too. Bye.
Let's think it like we back in the 80s.
Wow, that's Donald Lawrence with Giants. And I want to see Nicolette's choir do it, actually.
Yes.
I'm just imagining Nicolette, the head of the choir, like very Sister Act
Yes.
is in my head. But I want to see it, Nicolette. So make sure you take a video or send us a copy of that when they get underway.
Maybe we need to make Friday in curtain calls always a black gospel number because that is a great way to take you into the rest of the day, into the weekend. Listen, thank you to everybody who's been part of the show today. Very special thank you to Shane Lim, popped on down from upstairs, one of our graphic designers here at Vision, and also massive thank you to the band Whitefield, all the way from Sydney, for jumping on and chatting about not just the brand new single Revolution, but everything that they're doing with their ministry and their music and stuff. We're absolutely big fans.
Well, it's time for us to head on to the day, though. Yep. We're getting ready for tomorrow's best bits of Rise and Shine.
Has there been any best bits this week?
I think there's been one or two.
There's been one or two?
We'll
okay, all right.
We'll
got
knit
something.
it together. Don't worry about it. But for today, if you love any of that or want to hear more, jump over onto the podcast later this afternoon when DJ gets around and putting it out for us.
Yes.
You can do that through the Vision Media app.
Fresh, hot off the stove, right from me to you with the podcast.
Just as good as some yummy Anzac cookies.
Ooh, otherwise known as Anzac biscuits.
Oh, no.
Not
again.
You got it at the end
I should have had to do some.
We'll get a $1 jar in there, and every time you say cookie instead of biscuit, it's
Where
going in.
Where does that even come from?
There we go. Listen, it's so good to have you part of the show today. Thanks to everyone being part of it. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.